Okay, Pineapple 762. Just taking off the disc brakes because I had basically one side wobbly when I'm putting on the brakes, and I think I damaged it before where I hit the curb, and I think I damaged the disc brake. Now I've got choices: either I go out and buy a new pair of disc brakes, £60–70, or I go and test them, see if it is a disc brake before I buy. So what I've done is the easiest option. I've re-put the wonky disc brake, the one I suspect is bent, on the other side, and I'm just putting it the good disc brake, as I believe, although I don't really know if it is a disc brake, on this side. Okay, so I've taken the disc brakes off. So what I'm going to do is actually put the components back on. Now, here's the bracket, simple bracket. If you was ever to change a disc brake, this is what you would do. Okay. Turn it around the right way. The brake pads fit in there. So if you're changing your brake pads, you don't need to take this off. But if you're not changing disc brake, you will need to take this off. Right, so I'll need to put the disc brakes on first. There we go. Something like that. So my alarm's going to go off in a minute. I'm messing around with it in a second. So now, line up the screws. I need 2 screws. First, I found out that really you should get the right screwdriver for these things. Make sure they're in fairly tight. They're on a threaded both ends. Really this end and the other end. So if you haven't got this just right, it could be the cause of my problems. I don't know. Maybe I didn't put it on right before. Maybe I was doing maintenance on my car, didn't put it on right. So push it in fairly firm. Make sure you get the right screwdriver. And go and do another little twist. If you ever mess up around these screws off, it can happen when you're trying to take it off. Suggestion is just get a small drill and drill it out and get a replacement. Right. Alternative, we have no screws there. You can have no screws there. That'll be okay as well. But what's not good is if you put these on with the screws there, not tight. It's not a good alternative. Put that on there. And you put the back bracking back. Good tip, when you're taking these sort of things off, and I have done, I've put some WD-40 and I've oiled it, yeah? So you give it that extra bit of life, and whenever you're taking these brackets off, we don't have to, and what I normally do is while I'm servicing the brake, I take these 2 kind of pins that slide in and out of here, and I'll take them off. Right there. It's a bit tricky, on the other side. So, just look in there a second. So, can you see what? Okay, so I've got 2 bolts in, 17mm. Got one in the top, one in the bottom. That's the only 2 things holding your brakes in. So this bit needs to be on quite tight, so be careful with this. Really ratchet it up. Now I don't use them torque wrenches. I haven't got one. If I did, I'd use it, and if I had any manufacturer's torque settings, I would use them. But since I do not have any torque settings or Hayes manuals tell you what torque settings, you have to just use your judgment. And the way I do it is, however tight you found it, how hard you tighten it back up. That's why I use it. So I know I was whacking it with a hammer before. Should ideally use a spongy hammer, a rubber one, but I haven't got one. So nice metal hammer. Show this side here. That's it. Right, so I'm not going to whack it on like that. I'll miss. I'm putting my pressure on the left hand so it don't fall off. Make sure I don't knack it around the nut off, bolt off. So give it fair treatment. That was just the beginning. I will come again at it. Bottom one. That's it. Just moving a little bit. fair treatment for the bottom, because it is your brakes, you don't want that coming loose. However tight you found it, like I said, just a little bit more probably, is how you're going to leave it. One nightmare I have is rounding off the thread, but bugging up the thread. That's the worst nightmare I have. I'd rather have it a little bit loose, to be honest. So I'm not going to do it that much. So there it is. That's that in. Brake pads now. The one with the brake pad indicator is that one there. That's a little indicator when it wears out. That's the one that goes at the back. Notice I've tiny amount left, but it's not near. It's getting near that limit there. I sod it. So I'm doing this on purpose. I want to find out if there's something wrong with the brakes. Wait, have I bent something? Because I did have an accident. Half of it is getting your hands greasy and working it out. Save you some money in the long run. That's that one on. That's it. One way, try the other. Okay, that's in. Both brakes look good. All the metal bits all in there. Good. Now, this thing here, here's our calipers. We've been stepping on the brake, etc., etc. We've got this piston thing pushed out now, hasn't it? Yeah. So push back in. I used to spend a lot of effort trying to push these things in. Now, these days, use your G clamp, smartened up, and then a few tricks. Use your G clamp. So, if you look, see that bit there? There's a tighten. It goes into the back into the reservoir in the engine compartment. See it as I tighten it? See it again? Back in there. Okay, so when your brakes wear out, that thing pops up, doesn't it? Yeah. The reverse is true. You've just been stepping on the brakes to get some sort of friction going there, so you can undo nuts and bolts that I've been doing. This thing pops out sometimes. If you don't step on the brake, it won't. Remember, if you are doing anything on your rear front brakes on this car, your handbrakes are working on the rear anyway, so you're safe. If the reverse is true and you're working on the rear brakes, even if you put the handbrakes on, like I've got it, stupid than me, I haven't got a flat roll I can work on. I'm working on a bit of a slope. What you'll find is you're going to kill yourself. Be careful. If you've got handbrakes on, handbrakes work on the rear on this Honda i20, and it's just going to roll away or something, because I actually got this on the hill. So it's okay because I'm working on the front brake. Putting these bolts back in, titanium bolts, and just put the camera over that way. Look at it. I'm always double careful. Got a jack. I'm not going to go underneath my car unless I have a stand. I'm not going to go underneath my car anyway, but that stand there is just extra caution as it rolls away. So I need a 14 spanner, and these ones don't need to be that tight. Okay. Once. And tight as do, not too tight them. No, that's pretty tight. I might better turn that. Okay, right, everything's on. Okay, pretty sure you're alright with putting it back on the wheel. Put the wheel back on, tighten it, undo the, take the stand out, undo the jack so the tyre hits the floor, then tighten it more. Always go from pairs, do that one, then tighten that one, then tighten one, not like that, because you'll knacker up the threads. Alright, so easy as that. Good luck.